Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of Organic Matters, the podcast brought to you by the Irish Organic Association. I'm delighted to say that we are joined by Kate Milligan, who is the Commercial Director at Airfield Estate in Dublin. Kate, thank you very much for joining us.
You're very welcome, Hannah. Great to be here.
Kate, for people who don't know the delights of Airfield Estate, I have been there a few times and I always come away buzzing because it's just unbelievable to have this beautiful little oasis of a farm in the middle of Dublin city. So it wasn't always like that though. So give us a little bit of the history, a little bit of the background to Airfield Estate.
Yeah, so Airfield is a 38-acre working farm and garden in Dundrum. We're right opposite the Dundrum shopping centre, would you believe, the biggest shopping centre in Ireland. So it's a really interesting dynamic that we're kind of the countryside. We can see the mountains wherever we look, but we're literally in the city. So it's a lovely place to be.
And milking cows at 10:30 every morning next to Ireland's biggest shopping centre, essentially.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so we have our kind of timetable for the day, so visitors can come here and we follow a timetable. So at 9:30 egg collection, 10:30 see the cows being milked. So it's a lovely a lovely thing to do for all ages, actually. Parents with kids, but also we have like a whole spectrum of visitors of all ages. So it is really nice for people to be able to come and see how their food's produced and get closer to it all.
That's amazing.
So we were left. The estate was left in trust by the two Overend sisters to the Irish people for education and recreational purposes, and that was 1974. That all came into play. The sisters, one of them died in the 70s, and the second sister died in the 90s. But they put
wow. And there's great pictures of them. I mean, you do a great kind of homage to them in that, there's pictures of them around, and they used to take their Rolls Royce and used to pull a trailer with their beloved Jersey cows to shows and things like that. Like they were ahead of their time. They were great crack.
Yeah, they're still very much kind of here, I guess, in spirit. I'm actually sitting in their old schoolroom, which is our CEO's office at the moment, and we always wonder whether they're listening to what we're doing and pleased with the way we're looking after it for them. They're very well known still in the area. People talk a lot about them driving around Dundrum in their Rolls Royces. We still have the Rolls Royces here, which is a lovely part of the visitor attraction. They're in great condition, and you can still drive them. So one of them went down to the RDS in January for a wedding show. They're very much we're very much protecting what they left for us to look after. But the cows were an important part of their legacy too. We still have the Jersey herd here today, and we're milking all year round because of the visitor attraction angle. So we're sequentially calving and making sure that there's milk. The cows to be milked 52 weeks a year.
It's an amazing thing to be involved with, and it's quite a responsibility to be tasked with living up, I guess, to the legacy, but also continuing it and developing it. And I guess it's never been as important to kind of get that outreach in terms of educating people about farming, because it used to be the case that we were only one generation removed from a farm in Ireland, but those generations are becoming further and further removed. I mean, how do you find it now, children coming to Airfield Estate and learning about what you're doing? Is it a complete new information to them most of the time?
We welcomed 11,000 children here last year for school tours and visits, and there are a lot of children don't know where their food comes from. There'll be lots of different stories that come out from the times that children are here, and that there's the one story of a child seeing a chicken on the farm and saying, "Oh, I didn't realise I could eat that." And it's amazing. And I think Airfield offers a great opportunity to all ages, but particularly children, to understand where their food comes from. And I think, in a city location, particularly if you're not from a farming family, you're not connected to farming, it's a really important message that we're able to put out there.
So take me through kind of a typical week at Airfield. What happens?
Every day we have our timetable for the visitors, as I said. So that's the milking, the egg collection. We talk to people about the heritage of the Overend sisters as well. We do a house tour. We can do garden tours. So that's happening daily. We have a lot of events going on here. So we welcome corporate businesses to hold their events, meetings here. We have weddings here. So we're going to have about 25 weddings here this year, which is it's an absolutely gorgeous location for people to get married. We also do a lot of corporate volunteering. So businesses around the areas send in colleagues for a kind of day out in nature, but also help us clear woodlands, hoe the garden, cut down bushes, that kind of thing, anything that needs doing around the estate.
And you seem to be doing an awful lot outside of the farm as well.
Yeah, Hannah, it's a key part of our strategy to reach outside of the walls of Dundrum as well. So recently we were accredited as a research institute. So we are accredited by the Department of Higher Education, and we welcomed our first PhD student this year who's working on big agri-data.
Wow.
We've Claire, our CEO, has also been appointed to the SDG National Stakeholder Committee.
So you have the farming, you have is the farming of the animals. I know there's farming with the vegetables as well. You have the corporate side of it. You have your daily visitors. You have 11,000 children a year. And then on top of that, you do an awful lot of, I'd say, farmer outreach, because you have a program as well called FarmerTime that farmers will be aware of. And essentially, a farmer will ring into a school once every so often and update the school children about what they're doing on the farm.
Yeah, it's an amazing programme. So FarmerTime is a programme that Airfield proudly manages for Ireland. So the concept was created in the UK by a guy called Tom Martin, and we look after the Irish side of things. And basically, the FarmerTime programme digitally links classrooms and farmers with the objective of closing the urban-rural divide, and especially about creating relationships with children with farmers. It gives them like the first step into the food chain. And for some of the children that are participating in this programme and the schools that are participating, this might be the only farmer they ever meet.
Yeah.
So basically what happens is that for a whole school year, twice a month, the farmer dials into the classroom and tells the kids what's happening on the farm at that time, whether it's carving, whether it's harvesting, whether the cows are out. Yeah, it gives them a real insight to what farming's about, and a real link to the food that particular farm produces. So it's really unique and a great program.
I imagine it works both ways. Like the kids get something out of it, and that thing that you mentioned earlier about like a child coming to the farm and looking at a chicken and going, oh, I can eat that. And I imagine it had eaten chicken before but not put two and two together. So I mean, like, you have that, but I guess for farmers as well, it's a nice kind of affirmation for them that people care about what they're doing.
Yeah, and I think quite often, I mean, you know as well, I'm sure you've talked about this many a time, it can be quite a lonely life for the farmer. So to be able to do something like that, there's some real good engagement from the farming side, and people really willing to be involved in this, because it's making a difference, and the children, hugely engaged. There's a story of one of the farmers on our programme, I think it was last year or the year before, was getting married. And so he was mentioning this each time he met the children, and they were so invested, they were kind of saying, are we invited to the wedding? So I think there's that side of things where, it really feels like, although it's virtual, it's a real connection. Yeah. And it's very accessible, because obviously trying to get hundreds of school children and schools actually onto a farm, there's so much paperwork and hoops that need to be jumped through. But this platform is kind of seamless and makes it much more accessible for everybody.
And I guess something that we have to talk about, and that's very key to what you're doing as well, that is that you're very proudly organic and organic.
We are, yes. Wow. So the garden converted to organic in 2018. So the garden, which is productive, we're growing salads, fruit, and vegetables. So we're well established, but the farm went into conversion in 2023. So we started last year. So we're due to get our full organic symbol in 2025, and it's we're very proud to have been able to convert the whole estate to organic. It's the right thing to do. It works with our ethos. And we're a very small holding actually here. That the estate's 38 acres, but probably only half of that is actually agricultural area. So it's actually a really good enterprise for us to be in. We've got the milk. We're just about to expand our egg production. We sell most of the food straight into the restaurant, which is great because it means that our visitors are getting to actually taste our products as well. It's a lovely story, a sustainability story there. But also there is an opportunity for us to sell product direct here as well. So we're launching a new egg enterprise in the next couple of weeks, and the objective is that the majority of those eggs will be sold direct. So it helps with our overall commercial position on the farm, making as much return as we can from the farm, and organic's a big part of that.
And I guess it helped teaching people about what organic actually is, because a lot of the time you get the question that they don't know, why is it really organic? I had someone turn to me the other day, be like, oh well, the organic label's on the milk, but you never know. And I kind of go like, you do know, because you're certified and you're inspected, and there's definitely no pesticides or chemicals or anything going into that milk because it's organic and it has an organic label.
No, absolutely. And I come from quite a long background of being involved in the organic sector, and that stamp means a lot. So if it says it's organic,
hard won, that stamp. Yeah, it is.
It's a long road to get that stamp, but it's very worth it. And our organic farmers in Ireland are particularly proud of that stamp. So I always say it is the guarantee that what you're getting is what you think you're getting. It's being organically certified is a complex process, but once you're in the zone and you know the rules and you know which side of the line you need to be, it can be very rewarding, both from a lifestyle point of view, but also financially, for sure.
I guess something that's going to be happening that's exciting is you're expanding the egg side of the business. So tell me about that.
Yeah, so eggs are a really important part of our daily visitor attraction. So that won't change. We'll still have the egg collection, but we're expanding our flock. We're increasing to over 100 birds, and we've got a really nice new chicken house that's in situ now, actually ready and waiting for the new organically
certified. It's a fancy mobile chicken house from Germany.
So it's called Farmer-Mobile. It's completely completely compliant with the organic standards, but it allows us to house the chickens in a really efficient way for us. So first of all, the energy is controlled by solar panels. The eggs are the chickens lay into the nest boxes, but the nest boxes have a little tilt on them. So after they've laid the egg will roll down onto a conveyor belt, so we can collect it and keep them nice and clean. It also has automated feed dispenser, so it gives exactly the chickens the amount of feed they need at the time they need them, so we can use it for controlling the chickens to come in and out of the house. But it's set in a lovely pasture. We're just finalising it before the chickens arrive, but we're going to have some sort of chicken activity centres out there, swings, seesaws, that kind of thing, that are busily being made in-house at the moment. And it's just going to be a lovely visitor attraction, but also commercially viable enterprise for us to be able to step into. We'll be expanding our chicken numbers quite considerably, but without having to incur any additional labour costs, which is really important for the sustainability of an organic enterprise.
I guess finally, you mentioned events earlier, and if people want to go to some events, perhaps with their families, what can they go to? What do you have coming up?
We have a festival called Appetite, which is focused on the younger audience. So we're targeting the 16 to 30 market. We have some really exciting events planned. We have music acts, comedians, we have food panels. We have a lot going on around the estate for people to get involved in. We'll be running our usual programme of events as well. So if you want to see a cow being milked or see some eggs being collected, that will be happening as well. But it's going to be a big event. We're hoping to get 1,500 young people here. And interestingly, the day has been created by our youth board. So they've been the kind of advisory panel on what we should be doing there. So that will be an exciting day to attend. We then in August have a nature festival on the 17th and 18th of August. And that is family focused really, but it's going to have so many activities going on for family, whether that be building bird boxes, bug hotels, hedgehog hotels. We've got activities focused at children, nature walks, again some panelists talking about biodiversity and how the estate plays a part in that. We'll be doing pond dipping and lots more. And then
pond dipping, that'll be great. Yeah.
Yeah, looking for frogs and tadpoles and everything. And then in September, 14th and 15th of September, we have the Urban Harvest Festival, which is kind of the roundup of the year. Again, bringing urban and rural people together. We have sheepdog trials, butter making, hedge laying, farm safety, lots of different things going on that will just be a great day out. And it's very important to what we're trying to do here in terms of getting the message out about what Airfield does, what we can offer. So yeah, definitely worth a day out. And
keep it in mind if you've any wedding coming up as well. Yeah,
absolutely lovely location for a wedding. Absolutely beautiful.
Kate, that's brilliant. Thank you very much. And of course, you guys have a website where people can check everything out. It's www.airfield.ie as well. And for everyone listening, you'll know hopefully that you're listening to Organic Matters, the podcast brought to you by the Irish Organic Association. And if you want to find out more about organics, you can go to their website, www.irishorganicassociation.ie. And if you want to listen to more of these podcasts as well, I'm happy to say that they will be available on your, podcast platform of choice. And this is season 3 of the podcast, so there's plenty of back catalogues there to go through as well. But for now, I am Hannah Quinn-Mulligan, and we'll be back again in another 2 weeks.